Hello and welcome to Gaisuka Roundup. I'm your host, Curtis Sita. Thank you for joining us as we continue to emphasize the need for change in the corporation's business through management spearheaded conversations with residents and employees of sugar-dependent communities surrounding our estates. This week takes us to Blairmont. Do stay tuned.
Do you live in the West Demerara area and are looking for employment? Well, the IFLAT Estate Improvement Program presents just the right opportunity for you. The estate is in the process of increasing its production from 20,000 to 40,000 tons of sugar and has 406 vacancies in the agriculture department. The estate has vacancies for 298 cane harvesters, 48 planters, 15 chemical weed control hands, 12 rangers, 7 harvesting support hands, 6 field inspection or agronomy hands, 6 pest control hands, 5 shovelmen, 5 fertilizer hands, and 4 cane transport operators. IFLAT Estate is the largest business in West Demerara, so come and be part of our massive improvement program. Contact the Human Resources Department of IFLAT Estate, IFLAT West Coast Demerara on telephone numbers 277-3114-7.
I am Peter Buru, champion for Enmore Estate 2015. Gaisuku is we own. We have to work for what we want. If we do not work, we cannot achieve. Everyone must come together to change Gaisuku into a strong business. Join me as I put Gaisuku first.
Welcome back. With grinding for the second crop started, conversations with estate employees and members of communities continue in effort to mobilize cane harvesters, planters and cane transport operators, their families and communities around the importance of improving attendance. This week, we've packaged the highlights of the outreach to Blairmont Estate.
Lord, I pray today that all the speakers, all the presentation that will be made, we put them into your hands, and we pray that you'll grant success, whatever decision will be taken. But we pray for Blairmont in a special way today, God. We pray that you'll bless the fields, the factory, the administration, the people that will lead this estate forward. And I pray that we will move from strength to strength and we will be successful. We will rise to the position that Blairmont once was. And we commit it today into your hands, Father, in Jesus' name.
Good afternoon to all of you. I'd like to say thank you for coming out here to this meeting this afternoon. This afternoon we'll be having a conversation so that when you leave here, you will know exactly what is happening with Gaisuku. So, as you know that the Gaisuku as we know it is changing. It has changed. And from the 31st of December 2017, it's going to change even more. What do I mean by change? I'm going to deal with some of the reasons for the change. And those are, one, the Gaisuku, as you know, has a huge debt. Up till last year, you were hearing that we were in 80 billion Guyana dollars debt. And we have since reduced that to about 78 billion. And so, but nevertheless, 78 billion is a lot of money. So we're in a huge debt. The other reason why we're changing is the low market price that we're getting for bulk sugar. And so it means that we have to move to other added value products. The other area is the production cost. Our production cost is within the vicinity of 37 cents per pound of sugar, and we're we're producing at about 37 cents per pound, and we're selling at, I think this week we were selling at about 14 point something US cents per pound. So you can imagine if you're producing something and you're selling it for almost 3 times what you're producing it as, 2.5 times in this, with the price today, then you have to rethink your business strategy. And that's what Gaisuco is doing. The other reason why we're reorganizing or we're changing is because of poor workers' attendance. Gaisuco, as you know, is a labor-intensive industry. If we don't have the planters coming out to plant, then the principle, you reap what you sow, will apply to us. And many of you would know that if we don't plant the canes, we can't harvest the canes. We can only harvest what we sow. So if we don't have the planters coming out, then we wouldn't have the canes in the fields to harvest. And this is not specific to Blairmont. It's a problem that we have across the industry at every estate, and it has been going on for a while. Gaisuco is a business, and therefore sugar production has to be the first priority for all of us as employees of Gaisuco, right or wrong? Right. And so, Blairmont Estate remaining in sugar production has to be your first priority. And so you've been doing very well in the past. And so now, many of you know that there is good, there's better, and there is best. You've been doing good. The charge today is to do better and eventually do your best. And so Blairmont Estate has to reduce, one of the things in doing better and doing your best, you have to reduce the cost for production in order to be sustainable. And we can do that by improving productivity and being cost efficient. You have impressed people in the past. And I'd like to challenge you to continue to impress us. Continue to impress people and continue to impress this nation. And so in doing that, right, in doing that, you have to increase your current production. There is nobody else in Guyana who knows more sugar than the people in Gaisuco. Before, residents of the communities, many of the sugar-dependent communities we call them, they have not necessarily had to be involved in helping us to manage the business of sugar. They're benefited from the benefits of sugar. When the workers get paid, they get their income, they go back into the communities and they spend that income, they go to the markets, they go to the shops, and they spend the money in the community. But now what we're asking, we found ourselves in a position that we're now asking the community to manage its business with us. And so I'll get to what I mean. What I'm saying is that I'll talk about what we have. We have a program that we've set up that's called the Friends of Gaisuco Network. And the Friends of Gaisuco Voluntary Network is where we're now, after we would have had this community outreach and we go back to head office, I know the estate management will continue to work in the communities, but we've still had the problem with attendance. So what we're asking is for you residents of the communities, you benefit from when Gaisuco is doing well. So we're asking you, if you see our employees at 10 o'clock in the day, 11 o'clock, doing something they're not supposed to do, encourage them to come out to work. If you would like to be a friend of Gaisuco, register with us. We take your contact information. We'll be in touch with you. We'll be giving you information so that you can help us to ensure that there is a regular attendance, high attendance on the estate. In addition to that, ensuring that our property do not get out of our possession. Blairmont, and I want to be clear, if Blairmont Estate will be successful as from here onwards, it depends on you. not the management. The estate is made up of the management and the rest of the employees. So it's not the management that will make it successful. It's each and every employee will make it successful. You see, the people of Guyana have given us a responsibility. They've given us the responsibility to manage their business. And we're going to be good stewards. We're going to manage this business, and we're going to manage it well. And we need the residents of the community to help us to manage it well.
You will have heard Ms. Thomas mention that the corporation is going through changes. Ladies and gentlemen, those changes are very, very real. Very real. We here at Blairmont, we've been given the golden opportunity. We know what our future would be. We have our goals. And as Ms. Thomas mentioned, we are the ones who will make or break that future. Ladies and gentlemen, forgive me if I sound a little real this afternoon, but I have to be. Because I can tell you, again, and I repeat it, coming from Rosal Estate, I have a different perspective. Knowing what I left, what I'm coming to deal with. Complacency cannot be allowed to step in. We can't tell ourselves that yes, we've been chosen, we're among the chosen few, and that everything will be well. Blairmont Estate, as I know it, has always been the model estate for the industry. Always been. Over the past couple of years, we've had some issues, not doing so well. But I know, like you do, that we can turn it around. I know, like you do, that we're still here. We're still Blairmont Estate, same persons. I left there 5 years ago, I come back, I can almost tell everybody who's here. Same persons. So I know what we can do. We can't afford to produce a grain of sugar less than 19,000 trees. We have to and we must. We can't afford to leave the kids in the field. But the sugar has to come to the factory. We must be able to extract it so we can export it. Bottom line. We can afford to harvest or produce in excess of 19 to 20, but not less. I've been in the cultivation this afternoon, I can tell you, I believe that there's more than 19,000 in the fields. This is the reality that I speak of. And this is Blairmont Estate, one of our best producing estates. Our cost to produce a pound of sugar at this estate is 42 US cents as at the end of June. The cost of sugar on the world market is 14 US cents per pound. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the reality that we face. Because you know, especially the guys murmuring there, you know that even though 54 and 50% of our work, that is not 54 and 50% collect the tools, collect the cutlass and the files, the water bags and the yacht boots. Right? Everybody will collect. That is the cost to the company. But we only get them back 54 and 58%. That is the reality that we face. That is what we cannot continue to operate with. That is what will bring down this estate. That is what has brought down some of the other estates. And like I said, I want to be real with you this afternoon. This is our on-roll numbers, 1,000 harvesters. This is harvesting you're looking at. And this is what coming. Just about 600. Now, this is the picture, ladies and gentlemen. This is reality. This is Forest Cup 2016, mind you. This is the reality. We are giving everybody here all the tools, and this is what we're working for. Oh, which business would operate like that? And then we expect that we continue to operate the same way. No, we can't. We just can't. No different than COP 2017. We stick around here. Actually, this is a little less than the previous one. Right? Stick there. Next. Look at this. It's going down. So I don't know what second COP 2017 brings. But I can tell you that with that, the company will have to take further changes or make further changes. And that's me being real this afternoon. We will not be allowed to continue to operate like this. We will have to make further changes. How drastic and how serious and what exactly will be, I may not be able to say at this point in time. But I can tell you, as Ms. Arjuna mentioned earlier, that we're talking about the harvesters from, or the workers, not only harvesters, the workers from Rose Island and more estates. They will be encouraged to take up that slack. We have to become a committed workforce, committed managers on the estate. We have to make this business our own. If you see, as our general mentioned, if you see persons doing things that you know will affect this estate, please let it be known. Not only this estate, as a matter of fact, any other estate also. Because the bottom line is that if we fail to produce and we're not doing well, we may not like the outcome. So we are here today. We have our numbers. I want to encourage that we turn to work and that we do all that is necessary to put Blairmont back on the top. Production and work standards and every aspect as we once were. Thank you.
Now, I am on the workers' comp for a long time, over 10 to 12 years. Blairmont have been declining. At one time, we were proud to plow 63, 64 tons cane per hectare. We would have plowed those lands because we were proud. Because the yields were great then. The thing is that the condition of some of our fields now, or most of the fields, are in poor shape. And like that gentleman said, we will always have that running battle with price and paying for obstacle. Obstacle payment will always be a problem if we cannot correct the condition of our field.
I will tell you off the bat that I mentioned the $12.2+ billion we will be spending, the corporation will be spending on the estates. And as I said, Blairmont will be a significant benefactor of that. Now, as regards to the immediate plan, we have a 3-year plan which we have to work with. And within that 3 years, we expect to get everything back to where it should be. That includes ensuring that we have our resources on time. One of the reasons for the estates falling behind would be a shortage of resources. Also one of the reasons why we are moving from 6 to 3 estates. Because we have always had, or in recent times, we've had too little resources to spread among the estates. So with the 3 estates, we will be benefiting from the resources that the company or the corporation could afford, and I expect that you will see within short order, you will see improvements. That being said, it's no secret, you will also be seeing, somebody mentioned that, matter of fact, the pastor mentioned that it only seems to be workers, but I can tell you, you will also be seeing changes in the management structure on the estate within short order also. So we are doing things that will be necessary to ensure that yields go back to where they should be, and you can expect that by the year 2020, Blairmont will be where it needs to be.
Just to add to what Mr. Griffith said, and to add to that, or to answer more of that question that a gentleman asked. Now, he talked about timeliness of operations. Timeliness of operations is basically two things. It's us as management getting the resources to give the employees who got to do the operations in a timely manner. But it also means that the people who are actually doing the work on the ground, doing it to standard. So this thing is team effort. This is not just what management is going to do, but it's what the team will do. And Ms. Thomas talked about the team, management, and the rest of the employees. That will ensure success. But all in just short, what I'm saying is, we got to work as a team. The days for blaming each other for what happened are long gone. Because if we continue to do that, we're not going to move forward. So I am saying, working together here on out from this second crop 2017 will bring success.
So first and foremost, I want to ask that we see each other as contributor, our brothers and sisters in the same company doing the same work, whatever level we are. Blairmont Estate, the records are there, and I was just going through some of it. This has been one of the estate in fact, that was leading in production and productivity when it comes. Those of us who are long in the system know about the Agriculture Improvement Program, or the plan, they call it. This estate, as the gentleman said, we used to take pride and plow out 60 tons gain per hectare land because our output at here was close to 90 and 88 on the average. You imagine your tons gain per hectare was at 88 average per field, good or bad. Some was above 100. We need to appreciate and understand because some of us, before we start to walk, we start to condemn the journey. It's a journey that will be between you, your colleague, meaning you as the employee of the estate, which include all of us.
Right? You said that workers contribute to one of the costs of the production, right? Because food turnover, because of food turnover. So if you have pay workers, I think it's best that the worker will eventually take the fields. And you grow the cane better, they will take the fields. But if you continue to give them cane like that, to provide for them, where they gotta provide for their family, and they can't make the earnings, they will have to seek other employment somewhere else, do an outside job or something. And put one crop on the land all the time. Yes, you know why? Because the land need to be prepared for another crop because you can't go back the next crop because the soil get weak. And as you know, we people get Sabbath. Well, some people say Sabbath. We take a rest one day. The land they need to get their Sabbath. As you could see, they need to plow and they need to get flood follow. But we don't have soak and plant anymore because y'all people go with the education that y'all have, go on to soak and plant. Eventually from 2 months, you soak the fields, to 1 month, to 2 weeks. You check back if you soak that field for 6 months to 9 months planning. But to go back to the stage, you're going to cast the industry again because you have already tapped the next step of getting the soak and plant. So if we go back to the flood follow, you're going to cast it again because you're not going to get to reap the cane enough because the cane that you're in the field already weak. You have less productivity.
The first thing I'd like to say is that anybody else who's going to speak, I don't want to hear you say y'all. You must change that y'all to we. So as of now, we're in this thing together. We're going to change this thing together. We're going to move this thing forward together. So forget about the y'alls.
Every operation in this company has a link with a different operation, which enlists and enlink every individual. The cooperation activity is a free flow from field, administration, factory, finance, and HR. I just want to address wages and salary in this aspect. Most of us in this company are piece-rated employees. And I would have addressed it in the pre-crop brief, which I want to say that the opportunity is there for us to work based on our capability and ability to earn. The time hands, you may have a restriction because based on time work and opportunity to work. But every activity in this company, when we compare it to other companies, could allow an employee or an individual or a grouping to earn beyond its capacity. And to say and to use a cynical figure of $500, I don't want to use it, I don't believe you. But this company is not paying wages below the minimum wage of this country. It is not. Right? It is not. Right? The wages of this company is way above the minimum wage of this industry, of this country. Because every employee have indices, that cane harvester have an indices of 2.6 ton, which interrelates to a money value, which is actually over $2,600. You don't find the minimum wage being $2,600. So every activity, because I know of it, because when the government changed the minimum wage, we had to change the rate. The only rate that was below the minimum wage was the rate that paid for delayance and detainants. And that rate is equated to the minimum wage of this country, $2.55 per hour. No other rate in this company is below the minimum wage.
So when I was at Wales, the workers were saying to me that we doing the hard work, management don't work, we doing the hard work. And I said to them, if there's one thing that I would ask you, is to respect that management make their contribution too. Hear me out. And I said to the employees, I said, you work hard, no doubt about it. But we work very hard too. These people that you see here, the estate managers, they're fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, pastor, pandit, imam, social worker, psychologist, doctor, nurse. Am I not right? Yes. And so it means that the estate managers and the managers, once you live on the estate, it means that you are subject 24/7 to the needs of the worker. This person's wife sick, they need some advance. This person's child got exam to write. This person here got, am I not right? And so all I'm asking this afternoon is for us to also respect that management make a contribution to this thing too.
This is a successful meeting, but it was this meeting about something that makes sense, that when we're going a positive channel, not a negative channel. As you're just saying about 2.6 ton. Not every day a man could strong for 2.6 ton under condition wise. And even to the labor, because not every day they get up strong. But beside that, all of us here important in this guy's school. Each and every one important. And why we important? Because we make the effort and we come in large numbers to make this estate to rise up back. And the only thing for rise up back, each and every one got to come together and communicate as one.
Amen.
And that's the only way. And one thing that we have to do a lot of prayer. Amen. Because if we don't pray, nothing can work.
Amen.
Residents of communities surrounding the estates have been given the opportunity to hear from Gaisuko's management the plans developed for the ventures of the new Gaisuko and to participate in conversations. On next week's program, we're bringing the close of the conversations at Albion. This has been Gaisuko Roundup. Thank you for joining us and do join us again next week. I'm your host, Curtis Sital. Goodbye.